As anyone who exchanges time for money, you are bound to experience these two things. Having way too much work on your hand, which is quite rare. It occurs when you have put yourself in a position of being in demand. And on the other hand, the more popular stance is having way too little to do. You've tried out your best, you've done everything you can, and you've not been able to get clients. And I call this the skill of time. Whenever I make a video, it's based on what I experience, what I go through, what I understand, and then I use my experience and script it and find a way to package it so it's easy to understand for everyone else. That's why I do in this channel. So subscribe if you want to learn more about freelancing and making money online. I have many videos with tips, and everything I'm doing here is for you. So that's the scale of time. Imagine a scale like this wide. This, if you're up to here, it means that you have so much work. If you're towards this side, it means you do not have a lot of work to do. More often, I have been towards the end, because I've had so much work to do. But for the first time in many months, I find myself in the earlier stage. That's the thing about freelancing. It's not certain. If you want something that will give you a consistent salary, go get a job. But the thing about freelancing is what I earn in a month can be what someone else earns in 2 years. So that's the risk involved. It's all part of the game. Longevity in freelancing is quite rare. My longest serving client is just over a year. I've never had, I've been freelancing for over 2 years, 2.5 years. So I haven't done it for long enough to say, hey, I have a client who I've been with for 3 years. But longevity is quite rare in this field, to be honest. That's the truth. That's just the way it is. So I have put this video together to talk about the scale of time and what to do if you find yourself in the empty barrel stage, the stage with little clients. You're trying your best, you're doing whatever you can, but you're not getting those clients, and what to do with yourself when you have way too many clients who are asking for a service and you don't have time to produce quality for each and every one of them. To me personally, the perfect balance in the scale is having 3 clients. If you have 3 clients that regularly give you work each and every week, that is the sweet spot for any freelancer, because you have enough work to do that you're not idle. You don't have too much work to do that you cannot handle, and it's a very sweet spot to be in. Anything more than that is too much. Anything lower than that is too little. I have experience having too much work. I've experienced having too little work, and I can relate to what all of you feel when it comes to that. One thing you have to do as a freelancer, I always say this, is have a silver lining mentality. You need to have a silver lining mentality, because you'll be knocked down a lot of times. I've said it in my other videos, but it's true. I had a job with a digital marketing company in the US from November last year to June this year. I was making $15 an hour. They kicked me out in June. I could have cried and said, no, I'm not making that kind of money anymore. Unbelievable. What will I do with my life? It is so much money. What did I do? I said, well, on the bright side, I have more time to myself. I prefer being in control of my time. I prefer knowing what I can do, having a choice, finding a freedom of choice. I love it more than, I like to have freedom to explore. I like to have freedom that if I need to get something done, I need to register for something, I can just leave my house and do it without thinking twice. I like that control over time, because life is time. When your time is up, you die. So as long as you have time, you have good health, I like having control over it. Instead of, the money is good, but I prefer having control over my time. So when that happened, I didn't cry. I was like, the silver lining is I can become better at what I do. I can leverage every single thing I did for that company during that time and offer it as a service on Fiverr or Upwork. I can use it as a portfolio. Like, I've done this before, and I can end up charging more than the $15 an hour that I was making from that job. You have to have a positive mentality. You have to have a look at the bright side mentality, because you cannot let yourself get down. If you do that, you are in big trouble. So to run it off to my scale of time, looking at the bright side is important. If you find yourself, I know like 95% of you will be in the side of you've tried your best, you've done everything you can, you've not got clients, you've tried to propose, blah blah blah, but you've not got a client. Well, you have time, and when you have time on your hands, there is so much you can do. You can improve your profile, you can improve your descriptions, you can improve your proposal templates. There's so much. You can upgrade your skills. There's so much you can do. Believe me, that I'm sitting here, I consider myself as going on the second gear. I see myself as someone who is on second gear. I'm not on third gear, fourth gear, fifth gear. I'm just on. There's so much I can do. Just recently I updated my Upwork profile. Like, there's so much I believe I can do in my free time. So it's not to be sitting there complaining that I've tried my best. You haven't. Most people come to me in my DMs and say, hey, I've tried freelancing, but I'm not getting clients. What is going on? I've tried my best. Can you look at my profile? And every single time I look at their profiles, I find multiple things that I can point out. Their profile is not that sharp. They don't use their images. Their gig images are not attractive. The proposal templates are not good enough. They don't put in the work in proposing for jobs early and regularly. Like, there's so many things they don't do right, but they may think that, oh, I've done everything right. There is never everything right until you are successful. That's what it is. Because I saw a recent video, YouTube video, I think I may put the screenshots here and here, of Nigerians making $100,000 a year, $60,000 a year. That is incredible for someone staying in Africa. It's an incredible success story to be able to make that amount of money. I'm not there. I'm just 2.5 years into this freelancing thing, but I believe I can get there, and it serves a motivation that I can push myself harder to get to that position at one point in the future. And that's what I hope my channel does. That's why I show that, oh, I bought this car, oh, I made 20K on Upwork, oh, I'm a level 2 on Fiverr. I do that to motivate anyone who's watching to know that, this guy is living in Ghana and he's making this kind of money just by sitting behind the laptop and typing. He's not doing any rocket science. He's not kissing anybody's ass at any company to get promotion. He's not doing any witchcraft or juju or anything like that. He's just behind a laptop making money. And same way people who are successful, like the 100K a year people, motivate me, I hope that I can motivate you as well with all my videos. Now, just in the case that you have way too much work to do on the skill, towards this side, my brother or sister, you have to outsource. You have to outsource, you have to scale. Let me put it in this analogy for you. Imagine you have a warehouse, and the warehouse can produce 100 books. 100 books, that's the capacity for the warehouse. Each week by Wednesday is sold out. So now you have to produce another 100, and it takes about, let's say, 7 days to produce all the books. So you have to wait for the next week for 100 books to be produced again, right? Why won't you open another warehouse to produce another 100? So when the demand finishes the first 100 on Wednesday, they can get another 100 by maybe Saturday, and you've made 200 worth of sales. You know, that's the analogy that I'm giving. There may be a clearer one, but that is what I can give you. Outsourcing will give you the opportunity to be more productive than you are on your own. There's no $1 million or $1 billion company that is a one-man business. There's always a team. You see the big YouTubers all over the world, all over Africa, they have a team. They've employed so many people under them. You will never see them on screen, or you rarely see them on screen, but they have a team behind them, because that is scaling, that's outsourcing. That's the only way you can grow beyond what you're doing. I wouldn't have been able to make what I am making if I was working on my own. That's why I have a team that I work with, and I pay them to work. And I don't go like, oh, I'm using my money to pay for somebody for work that I could take extra 2 to 3 hours to do by myself. I'm wasting money. No, I don't. I value the value of outsourcing. So if you have way too much work, please outsource. That's the only way you will get your full efficiency out of what you do. So that's all for the scale of time. The most important thing is balance. Like in everything in life, is balance. Thank you for making it this far in the video. If you have, special shout out to my 195 subscribers. I didn't know I'll grow this much as a YouTube channel. I'm very, very happy and grateful to each and every one of you, and more videos coming soon. See you on the next one. Peace.